Absolutely.
It's tricky.
And Alexander, he doesn't shy away from discussing those challenges he faced.
As a Black writer.
Navigating the publishing world.
Right.
Talks about the importance of representation.
And the need for more diverse voices.
To be heard.
For sure.
It's a reminder that those conversations are still so important.
They are.
We need to continue to create space for...
Welcome to Witter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
Welcome back to Witter, your source for deep dives for busy minds.
Deep dives for busy minds. That's us.
This month, we are exploring Black voices in literature.
It's Black History Month.
And today's deep dive.
All about Kwame Alexander's Why Fathers Cry at Night.
Such a unique blend of poetry and letters and even recipes.
All woven together, yeah.
Exploring love and loss and family.
It really does go beyond a typical memoir, you know?
You really feel like you're experiencing all these facets of Alexander's life.
His relationships, his heart even.
Through all these different forms of expression.
Exactly.
And it's not just a surface exploration either.
No.
Alexander really delves into the complexities of how love is shown.
And how it's understood.
Especially within his own family.
Yeah.
He talks about his parents' relationship and how it was full of love, but not always openly expressed.
Right.
And that made him learn to recognize love in these subtle gestures.
Unspoken moments.
It really makes you think about how we all experience love differently.
Express it differently, too.
And those early experiences for Alexander seem to shape how he approaches love throughout his life.
Totally.
Everything from romantic relationships to the bonds with his children.
Yeah, it's all connected.
And speaking of family,
yes,
his grandmothers play such a central role in this book.
I love that about this book.
Their kitchens become these spaces of warmth and connection.
Where food is clearly a language of love.
I love that he even includes the actual recipes.
Granny's hot buttered rolls.
Mana's turkey legs with noodles.
Makes me hungry just thinking about it.
It's like these dishes become vessels for memories and family history.
You're passing down traditions.
Stories through each bite.
Literally.
So food, like a tangible expression of their heritage and love.
Yeah.
And Alexander takes this idea even further.
He does.
Drawing parallels between cooking and nurturing relationships.
Oh, interesting.
There's a whole section called A Recipe for Love.
Okay.
Where he breaks down the ingredients for a fulfilling connection.
Interesting. What are those, I wonder?
Patience, understanding, communication.
The important things.
Even a dash of forgiveness.
Don't forget that one.
He's saying that building a lasting relationship takes the same careful attention.
Intention.
As crafting a delicious meal.
So true.
And just like a recipe, it can go wrong.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't shy away from exploring the heartaches.
The complexities within relationships.
He shares his own experiences with love. The highs and lows.
The full spectrum.
From those exhilarating beginnings.
The painful sting of divorce. He doesn't hold back.
And it's not just romantic love that he explores.
Right.
He talks about his relationship with Nikki Giovanni.
His former professor.
Who becomes this sort of like literary mentor.
Being a mother figure to him.
And that relationship has its own evolution.
It does.
And moves from initial friction to deep respect and affection.
Wow.
Really highlighting how relationships can transform over time.
They definitely can.
How even those initial clashes
can sometimes lead to really profound connections.
I can see that.
And amidst all these explorations of love and family, there's this constant undercurrent of grief.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander's mother's passing is woven throughout the book.
It influences everything.
Influencing his reflections on life.
On love.
His own journey as a father.
Just heavy stuff.
You can feel the depth of his loss and how he navigates that pain.
Through writing.
Cooking.
Reflection.
He searches for solace and meaning.
Absolutely.
Holding on to memories.
While also finding a way to move forward. It's so human.
It's raw. It really resonates with anyone who's experienced that kind of profound loss.
That deep grief. Yeah.
He doesn't try to sugarcoat the pain.
Nope.
But he also shows how grief can be a catalyst for growth.
And deeper understanding.
And it's interesting how he uses poetry to explore those really difficult emotions.
Poetry is so powerful for that.
There's a rawness.
A vulnerability in his words.
That really captures the complexity of mourning.
Yeah.
He's using language to process his grief.
Honor his mother's memory.
And ultimately, find a way to heal.
Beautiful. Like it becomes a safe space.
To express those emotions.
That might be too difficult to just, say.
And it's interesting how he ties those reflections back to his own journey as a writer.
Uh-huh.
He talks about initially resisting following in his father's footsteps.
Oh, interesting.
But ultimately finding his own voice,
Yeah.
his own way of using language.
To connect and heal.
It's a common thread, I think.
For a lot of creative people.
Yeah, that push and pull.
Honoring influences while also forging your own path.
Right, absolutely.
It's tricky.
And Alexander, he doesn't shy away from discussing those challenges he faced.
As a Black writer.
Navigating the publishing world.
Right.
Talks about the importance of representation.
And the need for more diverse voices.
To be heard.
For sure.
It's a reminder that those conversations are still so important.
They are.
We need to continue to create space for diverse voices.
Different perspectives.
And speaking of diverse voices,
yes,
one thing that really stood out to me was how Alexander weaves his experiences as a Black man in America into his reflections on love and family, even his creative process.
Yeah.
It's not always explicitly stated,
right?
But it's this ever-present context that informs his perspective.
Totally.
It's like his identity is woven into the fabric of his story,
I see that.
You feel the weight of history.
The nuances of cultural experiences.
The complexities of navigating a world that doesn't always embrace difference.
That's powerful.
And yet there's also this sense of hope.
And resilience.
He celebrates Black culture.
Black joy.
The strength that comes from community and shared heritage.
You really feel that.
And you see it in the way he talks about his grandmothers.
Their kitchens.
How those spaces were these havens of love and tradition.
Yeah.
And the way he honors his father.
Even while acknowledging those complexities in their relationship.
Right. It's like he's saying that even within the challenges, there's beauty.
Strength.
A deep sense of connection.
Totally.
And let's not forget the title of the book.
Why Fathers Cry at Night.
It's such a powerful image, right?
It really is.
Suggesting those unspoken depths of a father's love.
The weight that they carry.
It speaks of the vulnerability, I think.
That often lies beneath the surface.
All those worries and fears that a father might grapple with.
As he's trying to guide and protect his children.
You see that vulnerability throughout the book.
You do.
In the way Alexander talks about his own anxieties as a father. His hopes for his daughters.
Yeah.
His desire to give them the tools to navigate the world.
That's so important.
He shares those moments of self-doubt, too.
Oh, interesting.
The times he questioned if he was doing enough.
Right.
That bittersweet realization.
That his children are growing up.
Forging their own paths.
That's hard.
And there's this really poignant section where he talks about his daughter, Nandi.
Yeah.
Leaving for college.
Oh, wow.
You can almost feel that mix of pride and loss,
Yeah.
The joy of seeing her blossom into independence.
The ache of knowing that their relationship
is entering a new phase.
It's a big transition.
It's a universal experience for parents, I think.
That bittersweet letting go.
Alexander captures it with such honesty.
And tenderness.
It really makes you reflect on your own experiences.
Yeah.
With loved ones taking those big steps into independence.
It's a journey.
And speaking of bittersweet moments.
Okay.
Let's talk about how Alexander weaves his mother's passing throughout the book.
All right.
He doesn't just talk about the grief.
But also those little moments.
Of grace and strength she showed.
Even as she was facing death.
Powerful stuff.
It is.
He talks about those last moments with his mother. How even in her weakness, she offered these words of comfort.
And wisdom.
It makes you think about the legacies people leave behind.
Not just in grand gestures.
But in those quiet moments of connection.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even in the face of loss,
there can be beauty.
Resilience.
A profound sense of love that transcends physical presence.
And he connects those reflections back to his own journey as a writer.
Right.
How he initially resisted following in his father's footsteps.
But ultimately found his own voice.
Like he's come full circle.
Embracing his heritage.
While also carving out his own space in the world of literature.
Exactly. And he's not just writing for himself either.
No.
He's using his platform to champion literacy.
To empower young people.
Especially those from marginalized communities.
To find their own voices.
It's so important.
That really resonates with me.
Yeah.
It's about passing on that love of language.
The power of storytelling.
Creating those opportunities.
For others to share their experiences.
And it connects back to that idea of legacy, right?
It does, yeah.
It's not just about what we leave behind.
But how we inspire and uplift others.
Absolutely.
I think why Fathers Cry at Night is just such a powerful reminder.
To seek out diverse voices in literature.
We need more of that.
It gives us this glimpse into one man's experience.
But it also speaks to those universal truths.
About love and loss.
Family.
The complexities of the human experience.
It really makes you think, you know?
It makes you feel.
And reflect on your own journey.
It's a story about finding your voice.
Embracing your heritage.
Navigating the world with both vulnerability and strength.
It's inspiring.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Why Fathers Cry at Night
by Kwame Alexander,
we encourage you to explore more works by Black authors.
Especially during Black History Month.
There's a wealth of talent and insight out there waiting to be discovered.
Take this opportunity to expand your horizon.
Challenge your perspectives.
Connect with stories that will move you.
Inspire you.
And stay with you long after you've finished reading.
What stories are waiting to be discovered?
What voices are ready to connect with yours?
Think about those themes that resonated with you in this book.
Love, family, loss, creativity, the search for identity.
These are themes that transcend cultures, really.
They connect us all.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Why Fathers Cry at Night by Kwame Alexander.
We'll catch you next time on Witter.
Your source for deep dives for busy minds.
Thanks for listening to Witter, Who Has Time to Read, produced by One Media. Please support the author by purchasing the book or audiobook using the link in the description. It's a great way to help keep the art of writing alive. And stay in the loop. Subscribe to our newsletter for updates on weekly deep dives. And don't forget to share your thoughts or suggest our next deep dive at witterpodcast@gmail.com.